Hey guys, I'm Clayton Chapman, welcome back. Today I'm making a dish that reminds me of one of the reasons why I started cooking in the first place. This was a dish that was taught to me by two retired Marines that ran an old school Cajun kitchen in Omaha called Mother's Good Food. Cajun food was really my entry point into the culinary world. So to pay homage to that, I would like to make some jambalaya. While traditional jambalayas a lot of times have shrimp in them, my jambalaya today is going to have bone-in chicken thighs as well as some homemade andouille sausage. Jambalaya wouldn't be a jambalaya without the Holy Trinity. My particular recipe, I like to use 2 parts onion to 1 part bell pepper and 1 part celery. I also have some fresh jalapenos that have been minced, fresh chopped scallion that'll go in at the very end, some heirloom tomatoes that have been chopped, fresh flat leaf parsley that'll be added at the end, minced garlic. I think it's really important to start with a long grain rice. Now this could be a long grain brown rice, long grain white rice. I have a little bit of smoked Spanish paprika, as well as a little bit of cayenne pepper for the spiciness, and pork lard to get everything started with. So I have a preheated enameled cast iron. Start off, a tablespoon or so of pork lard goes in the bottom of my pan. My chicken thighs, dried on a paper towel. I'll go ahead and dry the top as well. Heavily salt. The drying and the salting helps ensure that you can get an even golden brown sear on them. Salt both sides. Chicken goes in. I'm looking for that sizzle almost immediately. You want that skin to start to crisp. I like to push down with my hands, just a little pressure to ensure my skin is flat and getting an even sear. I like to save back the celery leaves from the inner hearts of the celery. Big dark green leaves of the celery will be really bitter, but these lighter in color, like the light green and yellow leaves, they tend to be kind of floral, a little delicate in flavor. Just do a rough chop on this. Chicken thighs out of the pan. You can see the golden brown sear on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my andouille. I wanna sear this as well. So this andouille sausage I pre-cooked in a water bath, salt, fresh ground black pepper. There we go. Color's great. Okay, andouille can come out. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my onion, celery, both my bell peppers, and my jalapeno. Healthy pinch of salt, bring out some of that moisture, pepper. I wanna let this just soften for a moment. My peppers and onions, celery have started to soften. Smells so good. I'm gonna go ahead and go in paprika and cayenne. Now cayenne is kind of a personal preference thing depending on how spicy you like it. It does put off a fair amount of heat. My garlic. I feel like I always go in with my garlic pretty close to the time I'm about to add my liquid because I like to saute it softly without overcooking it. I like to add my rice to the pan before I really have any liquid in it. I just have that residual pork fat in the bottom. What that does is it allows the rice the opportunity to toast, becomes a little more fragrant, just another layer of flavor. Got those spices in there that are starting to color the rice a little bit. This whole dish kind of comes out with a slightly reddish hue to it. It's just beautiful when it's finished. So as the rice goes in, you do have to be careful that you stir it pretty continuously so that it doesn't stick to the bottom on you. Toast it for, I don't know, about a minute or so, until you're tired of doing it. Tomatoes go in. Oh, this looks so good. Now at this point, my chicken, my sausage can go ahead and go back in. I'm gonna stir all of this to combine. Then I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my chicken stock. Long grain white rice oftentimes is 1.5 to 2 times your liquid to rice. So I'm gonna stir all this together, make sure that liquid is fully incorporated and all the way throughout, making sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. Put my lid on, wait for it to come to a boil, and turn it down to a nice slow simmer. And slow and steady will win this race. This will be on the stove for about 30 to 45 minutes. give her a check. So all my liquid is almost absorbed. I like to turn my heat off at this point, especially if my rice is cooked all the way through, which I can tell by looking at it that it is. So what I like to do at this point, after the rice is cooked, I like to pull the chicken thighs out, just allow them to cool enough to handle. Then I like to pull the meat off the bone, and then fold that back into the rice. Go in with my scallions, my parsley, my celery leaf, fold it all in. A couple healthy spoonfuls, make sure you get a little bit of everything, sausage, chicken, peppers. A little bit of that celery leaf, fresh parsley over the top, fresh cracked black pepper, pinch of salt. Jambalaya. Let's give it a taste. Trip down memory lane on that one. I absolutely love it. Spicy, just the right amount of heat. I love heat that like transfers flavor, that's not just like burn your mouth hot. Chicken's tender, and I can really appreciate, you know, the fresh herb and the celery leaf on top just to kind of help brighten it up and cut through some of that spice. From my kitchen to yours, I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. Some more great content coming your way soon. Thanks guys, take care. Thanks for tuning in today. If you're enjoying our series, please feel free to hit subscribe below so you can be the first in the loop to join us each week as we release new content. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my andouille. Andouille, you want more? Bad joke?